Um, can I get a kids meal?
Huh? What was that, sir?
Can I get a kids meal?
Speak up. There's a lot going on here, honey.
Can I get a kids meal?
I don't see no kids.
Yeah, I don't have a kid with me. I'm gonna eat it.
Well, only a kid can order a kid's meal.
That's not true. I know that's not true.
Oh, yeah, it is. Only a kid can order it.
So a kid has to wait in line and order a kid's meal. A kid can't get an adult meal?
Look here, sir. You have to be 14 or younger to get a kid's meal. I've just been made day manager, and I didn't get that title by handing out discounted meals.
Look, you don't have to be a kid to get a kid's meal, okay? Do you have to be a Band of Holyfield to get the champ? Okay, do you have to be fucking chubby checker to get the chubby decker? Do you need to have a long foot to... That one doesn't translate, but you know, this is ridiculous, okay? Can I just please get a kid's meal? Can I get a cup for water?
Sure. Here you are.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, and now I'm so high. And now I'm so high.
And we are back for another episode, Unfiltered Bachelor. I am your host, Blake Weather. And as always, for these breakdown episodes is my co-host, the neighbor with the flavor, the guy on the fly, your favorite. It's Jeff.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Jeff. How you doing?
How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm well. Just surviving the Rona.
Surviving the Rona.
Staying away from people and staying
the fuck
staying
inside.
up to date with Atlanta.
Yeah. Staying the fuck inside and watching Atlanta. We're on to episode 3. And I was just telling you, this fucking episode kicks off with one of the funniest bits ever, where he's trying to order the goddamn kids meal, and I love how he's so quiet too. Like, I know we don't usually go in order, but like the starting
bit.
Can I get the kids meal? Yeah. What was that, sir?
What? Can I get the kids meal?
I'm sorry, sir. You have to speak up.
Can I get the kids meal, please?
I don't see a kid with you.
Oh God! And then which, by the way, my favorite part is if you're Ern and you're really that serious, you just go, "Yeah, I'm taking it home to my daughter." Boom. That's how you get away with it.
Oh man, she did. But you know what? She did not become day manager by giving away discounted meals. She wants you to know that. Which cuts to one of the other funniest bits of this fucking thing, where he gets. Can I get a water cup? She's like, yeah, absolutely.
And of course, have a great day.
Blatantly gets soda, and one of the workers sees him,
and he just puts his fingers to his lips in the
Oh my God!
Which normally would be funny, but then he maintains eye contact, walks up to her, way. Maintaining eye contact, and then backs away slowly. It is one of the funniest things. It's one of my funniest just images out there.
Yes, it's fucking like it starts off so fucking. It's so fucking hilarious.
Oh God!
And I like, you know what? This is one of my favorite episodes so far. Probably because Migos is in it. I'm a big Migos fan. And
it's funny because episode 2 is known for being so fucking funny. Mm-hmm. But this one, I laughed harder at this one.
That's what I'm saying. Like I when I rewatched them, I'm like, every time I'd watch them over and over again. I was like, I always look forward to 3 just a little bit more than 2. Again, another Hiro Murai episode. Let's pull up the facts, Jack, real quick.
Fact it up.
Atlanta show. Here we go. This is always, I always go to my Wikipedia. They always tell me accurate information.
I mean, anybody can edit it, so it's always got the most accurate information.
So it's 100% accurate. This episode is called "Go for Broke," and this one actually had 1.07 million views on its debut. Interesting, and so
subtraction.
Obviously, "Go for Broke" refers to. And obviously, if you're listening to this, please, a whole bunch of spoiler alerts again. Ern goes broke trying to take Vanessa on a fucking date.
Ern is broke and continues being so.
I love how when he tells his coworker, he's like, what are you, 12 years a slave? He's like, yes, my name is
12 years a slave.
The slave.
The slave. I like that his coworker's sitting there and he's like, dude, you should go check out this place. It's got that happy hour. It's awesome, man. I take all my favorite girls there. I take Jenny and I take Lisa, and I'm hoping a different Lisa than last episode. And I take, Carmen and all this stuff. Yeah, man, you're going to love it. It's great. Happy hour from 7 till close. And then it zooms out and he's in the car
with a
next
female,
to his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He just goes, now I know you're not just sitting here listening to my conversation.
So we don't know if that's his girlfriend. It's some
that's
girl.
So rude.
It's some.
Yeah. But it was just so funny how he put it on her.
It's some girl, but yeah, like Ern literally goes broke. I loved it because like his friend tells him,
and then he only has $92.
Yes, and after what I had to look up, there's like some sort of matcher card or something like that he refers to or something like that.
I'm assuming that's like a snap card.
No, so that is that's their card for the bus. Like he's got a chargeable card. I looked it up. It's their bus system, and he recharges his card every week. Obviously, he doesn't have a car, so he takes the bus.
The one in Chicago is called the Ventura card.
Okay, so it's that. That's what he was referring to when he was like, I got to fill up my card. And he only has $63, and all of it is. This reminded me of the scene of from like Half Baked, right, where he's like, I've got like $12.75. This is going to take some careful planning, on my. Because you know what, I think we've all gone through that moment of, at least I have, and I've gone on a lot of dates, and earlier in my dating life, but like where you're like, I still need to go on this date, but we better not go over this amount. Like, I'm gonna be fucked.
I mean, hell, this week alone, I was like, all right, I get paid on Friday. I got this amount until Friday. That's all I have. I can't spend more than that. But it's so different because I usually feel like that near the end of a pay period, but this is earned literally the day after he gets paid. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it so different,
Yeah, he's broke. Like he literally he talks about it with Paperboy, how he just doesn't make this money and whatever, and he just what we come to find
is suggests he sells drugs.
and
which
you know
I
what
think is important because it does point out Paperboy, while he is a rapper, he still makes his money selling drugs.
He's still a fucking drug dealer, yeah. And
by the way, my favorite line in the entire episode comes from that opening scene with Ern talking to Paperboy about selling drugs.
Which is your favorite line?
So first off, I love that Darius is ironing their money.
Oh yes.
But two, when they're talking about going to meet up with the Mexican guys to get more switch out, the cash and pot. I love when Darius pulls the pistol out of the
out
of the cereal box and goes, heads up, guys, there might still be there's probably still a bullet in here. And Paperboy's just like, cool.
Again, Darius just being that weird kind of character that he is, and everybody just kind of like, okay, Darius, like whatever you say.
Such a quick throwaway line, man. That makes me laugh so hard.
I didn't catch it the first time, but I remember catching it the second. Like, it's still funny every time I hear it. What I thought you were going to refer to is when he asks Paperboy how he makes his money, and Paperboy's like, I sell drugs. Like, and there's a message right here because he's like, Darius is like, people are addicted. It's lucrative. People are addicted, and he's just like, whoa, like that's facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts on facts.
Facts on facts right there, man. So again, going back to the title of this episode, Go for Broke, Ern is just trying to do these things. Like, I think he feels, this is actually, I wrote some notes, and this is actually, for me, his episode where he tries to, like, actually step up. He's trying to step up for Van. And I feel like we're already 2 episodes in, and he feels a lot of like, bro, she helped you. Like, she's basically letting you live with her. She just got you out of jail. Like,
we have no reason to believe he's been able to pay her back. So he's living with her. He still owes her for rent, and now he owes her bond money. Mm-hmm. And I mean, so when they arrested him, I think they only arrested him for the drug possession. But
we never know. That's the thing. I was gonna. Well,
yeah. They never really mention what it is, but I think it's just for drug possession because Paperboy's like, should have got rid of that weed though, and Ern's just like, yeah, but it was just half a joint. I mean, it's not that big a deal to get arrested. Anyway, even if you get arrested for something small like that, minimum bail is like $100.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're living hand to mouth, $100 is a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, man.
If you're paycheck to paycheck in it, there's not an extra 100.
Yeah, no, it's money's already tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think this is his way though of making up to Van and trying to genuinely like want to do something good for her and show like
because he wants to take her out on that nice date and everything.
And that whole adventure for me is fucking hilarious. From
so good.
Not only him going broke, like he literally goes broke, but the thing that sticks out to me was that fucking homeless guy with the
man, guy's just making that money. I love him. I love his description so much when they're like, "Wait, you don't work at this lot?" And he goes, "Oh no. This here's a vest I got from that Kroger down the street, and this here light, this is a Skywalker.
This is a lightsaber. Yeah,
this is a lightsaber." And he goes, "Luke Skywalker," because it's the green one he's wearing around. And I just yesterday caught for the first time when he just goes, Luke Skywalker. I laughed so hard at that one fucking line, man.
It's fucking great, man. But you know what? There are. This takes me back to like one time I went downtown, like a long time ago, like 2011, back into my heyday, right? And like
it was a decade ago now.
That's a decade ago, damn near. But I remember I remember this one time my guy parked in this area where this is very much a homeless person, and he was kind of watching spots like this. And apparently people had like kind of tipped him and like he was kind of like low key watching the cars. Like he was around the area. Somebody just kind of tipped him because he was helping them like park, like parallel park and stuff like that, like out of nowhere. And like I saw people around there tipping him. So my guy parked in that area, did not tip him. We came back to my guy's car, and his passenger seat window was fucking broken in, dude. And it was crazy. So I'm not saying who was what or anything. Like the car was not watched. You know what I mean? So somebody watching your car is a real thing. Yeah, somebody watching your car is a real thing.
And you know what? The guy's doing something to make some money. It's not like he's just like he's not sitting there and just wanting someone to give him money. No, he's trying to earn the money.
And the payoff for that fucking thing, which is hilarious, is by the end of the dinner when he rushes in and he's like, "Hey, yeah, my man, hey, they towing your car.
Yeah, they're towing your car right now." So good, man. I laughed so hard.
So there's a payoff. I love when there's payoff with bits like that. So like one of the questions I had is at the beginning of this episode, what happened with the champagne? I had never noticed it up until tonight when I watched it the 89th time. I don't know why I never noticed it. But
that's a big part of the end.
Yeah, at the end, Ern calls his bank, reports his card stolen.
I'd like to report a debit card stolen, please. But I love, because he says what I always think, but other people don't seem to agree with me on. Champagne sucks.
Yeah.
He just takes a sip of it. He's just like, "Oh man, champagne's awful." And it's like, yes, it is. It totally is.
Well, especially if you buy the like wrong kind or cheap kind, like it just doesn't taste that great. Like
absolutely. And if he had bought it cold, he had it sitting up above the cabinets, getting warm, and then cooled it again. Oh, dude, that's gonna fuck champagne up bad.
Yeah,
holy shit! You know what I just realized?
What's that?
You know why it's probably hidden up there on the shelf?
Oh, from the mom.
From the mom drinking all the wine.
Dude, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense.
I just realized that, man.
Put one and two together. Go back to the first episode if you're not catching that. It's the opposite of what he wanted to do. He's not drinking it with Vanessa. He's drinking it to calm his woes at this point, right? From like going through a shitty night of spending all of his fucking money, which is fucking hilarious because like that's the same restaurant this guy was like, yeah, they got happy hour, whatever, and he is upselled the whole night in the slickest way possible.
I've served and bartended for over a decade. What this chick was doing, I never would have done. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to try and say the good stuff. But she kept just saying, "Oh yeah, and this is great too. You know what? You love this. I'm going to put an order of this in for you anyway." No.
She's like, the order of the thing.
At least wait for them to confirm before you decide you're putting it in.
I like
how that actually pissed me off.
Yeah, it made him upset too. But I like how she's like, "Oh, put an order in the whatever. You guys can share them." And he's like, "Oh, for free?" And she's like, like, bro, like, just the instances of like comedy that like occur, dude, are fucking hilarious. And all of this, we're not even talking about Paperboy yet, how he goes on his own adventure.
Oh my God.
In this episode.
They bring up another thing that I love.
What's that?
Okay, so you remember they're cleaning their guns? And Darius refers to his gun as Daddy. It's like, why? What do you call your gun? I call it gun. I laughed so hard at that. But I love when he's like, dude, you call your gun Daddy? That's weird as shit, man. And I love when Darius goes, really? You're saying that it's weird to call your gun Daddy? And he goes, yes. And then he goes, well, what about like when you're in bed with a chick and she calls you Daddy? Is that weird? And Paperboy goes, it's not the same thing, but yes, that is also weird. And I agree with that statement.
Yeah, I'm not, whatever. It happens sometimes and it's not preferable, but it happens.
A girl that's willing to go out with me, she's clearly got some issues, probably daddy issues, but I don't need them to be that obvious.
Jeff's like, just call me whatever. I don't care, but no. So I want to point out. She's like, okay, Daddy. One of the things I want to point out about this episode is so the point where Paperboy and Darius are off in the woods getting drugs. So I watched the guy who plays Paperboy, I forget his name, but he did this like kind of, they do the GQ thing where they kind of interview people about their roles and stuff. And so it was
do you know what else that guy was in?
No, what was he in?
He was in an awful movie. Hang on. His name, by the way, is Brian Tyree Henry.
Yes. Okay.
He was in the remake of Child's Play.
Interesting. Okay. I never saw it. So
he was also a voice actor in one of the best movies ever made.
What's that?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a great movie. Okay.
Yep.
So to drop some insight about this, because he talked about this particular episode. He talked about a lot of episodes. This one in particular because of the Woods and Migos being in there.
Dude, it was freaky.
Okay, so what he said was, first of all, Migos were like 6-7 hours late, first of all. But he's like, when they came on set, they were like on. And he's like, also, if it looks like we're scared in the woods, it's because they didn't tell us ahead of time where the fuck we were going to shoot. They didn't tell us what was going to happen. And so he's like, when you see the scene where the guy's being pulled out of the trailer to get like shot, he's like, we saw some half naked dude. He's like, if you see the pure shock on her face in that moment, and it is, he's like, we are genuinely shocked. We have no idea.
That's the part with him and Lakeith Stanfield. So
Yes.
Paperboy and Darius. So they didn't know where they were shooting. Did they know what the scene was supposed to be, or did they kind of? Because I know sometimes they won't tell you what a scene is to kind of get your genuine reaction.
They left it a little ambiguous for them is kind of the feel that I got. So they had no idea what Quavo in this scene, he's he had some
by the
guy.
way, that scene just played on my screen, and I was seriously sitting here thinking to myself, they look genuinely terrified.
They are genuinely terrified. They had no idea none of this shit was happening.
Dude.
So it's so great that they do. They kind of have that because like you get that genuine shock.
Oh yeah.
Also, how good is Quavo? Like a lot of the Migos don't really talk, but Quavo
you
doesn't
think that he's a legit actor.
Yes, he's
he
fucking
nails
amazing.
everything.
Yes, but yeah, the pure shock on their face. It's so fucking hilarious because it's just like, what is going to happen? All this, like they're already going into this nervous with guns.
Well,
like,
they're also nervous because they don't know where the key to the handcuffs are. I love how that all happened when they're back when they're still at the house before any of this goes down, and Darius is just like, "Hey, I'm going to handcuff the suitcase to my hand."
And he's like, "Why?"
And Paperboy was just like, "Why would you do that?" And he just goes, "Because we're professionals." And Paperboy just goes, "Okay."
Yeah.
Again with the throwaway lines.
He's like, "We're not duffel bag boys." And he's like, all right.
All right. And it was just so great. But yeah, they're sitting there literally. So even while they're terrified, Darius is still fucking Darius. He's still just like, did you check your shoe for the key? Did you check your coat pocket? I just loved him the entire time. Dude, I know I said it the first episode, but Darius is, with like not even a close second, my favorite character.
Oh yeah, he's great. Again, he's the Gator of Atlanta for sure.
Oh dude, so true, so true.
But they go through the whole like drug deal scene, and I loved all of that, man. The scene that just played that I do love is when Van steps out, and the waitress is like, "Oh, did y'all want to get dessert? I can, I
think I know exactly what you're about to say."
And he's like, "You need to stop fucking." He's like, "You can quit it with the upsell and shit." Like he's like, "You've been killing me tonight. You're fucking
killing me." Yeah, I loved that so much. Do you know what I love the most about it? Because one of the things is, like, when you're a server or a bartender, you deal with people being shitty towards you like all the time. And even though Ern's clearly mad, he's still so nice about it. Because he literally says, "You've been fucking killing me. Fucking killing me. But he says it like in that light of a voice, He's still cool about it. He's not being mean.
He's not like yelling at her, but he's just like, "You've been fucking killing me." Like,
but in his defense, yeah, she was 100. Because the entire time he's trying to order, you can tell he's trying to save some money. And she keeps pushing the most expensive shit on him. And that's fucked up of her, man.
He was trying to do like Lil Dicky. You're going to save that money. But
I order a nice coffee and you're filling up with regular coffee.
Yeah.
Don't double charge me for it.
Ooh, don't double charge me for that. But because I might just ask what the ice cube's worth. But
ice cubes.
I love how the scene is when, and you know what? One thing I want to point out before I'm going to say what I'm going to say, dude. Quavo shot a guy with sunglasses on.
And it only took him 2 shots.
It took 2 shots.
Did you catch what he says when he wants the gun?
He hand me Percy. Hand me Percy over there.
Yeah, Percy. I love that he named his rifle Percy. Which, by the way, they also obviously clearly did for Darius and Paperboy to see. Because, like, they're trying, like, they are absolutely, they could have done all this at a different time, but no. The entire point of this is to intimidate Darius and Paperboy. And at first, like, I didn't understand why things were going so awkward for them. Mm-hmm. But when they show them in the trailer, it makes absolute sense. Because once again, Paperboy, they go, you were arrested for murder, man.
Yes.
Paperboy's like, "No, I wasn't. No. And they're like, you were arrested for murder, and you're out less than a day later. And now all of a sudden you're up here trying to get an extra big order from me? Something's up, man.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
They think they're being set up.
And so, of course, that's the exact moment Ern calls.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to point out too, man. And they're like, "No, go ahead and answer. Put down speakerphone."
Yeah. So what was the main guy's name?
Quavo.
Mm-hmm. Quavo's like, "Yeah, no, go ahead and answer it." And just the one guy who hasn't spoken yet just goes and put it on speakerphone. It's like, "Oh, that's menacing as shit."
Yes, dude. And I love how he answers like, do you remember how he answered? He's like, "Hello, cousin. How are you on this day?" Oh man, it's great. I thought this episode.
The greatest part though is how that whole scene ended, because they're like, because it does that, and the call with Ern ends with him being like, "So how'd the deal go?" And Paperboy's just like, "Don't know what you're talking about. Nope, don't know what you're talking about." And Ern goes, "The deal with those guys you said were a bunch of punk bitches that you weren't afraid of. You brought all the guns with you to it and everything. Said you weren't afraid to kill someone."
He's like, "Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, yep. I will wire you the money. I gotta go. Bye." Click. And then it's just like, oh. But then Quavo is just like, "All right, so we're gonna do the deal. You got the money?"
Right.
And it's still super tense. So it's even more tense when Darius then goes, "One problem. We don't have the handcuff key." And you're like, "Oh." And then you just go, "Oh, we can handle that."
And it's like, "Oh,
fuck,
no.
Are we going to cut off Darius' hand?" All right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And they just walk out. And it's just Quavo just going like, "Yeah, man, so we'll just take the cash. You guys can keep the briefcase. I don't care about that." God damn it.
He's like, "Problem solved."
Another one-liner.
So I love how earlier in the episode, and because I think one of the quote unquote reveals is, oh, these guys know Paperboy and they sell drugs. They're starting to rap. And Paperboy goes like, "Oh, what's y'all group name?" And he's like, "We the Migos." And but that's supposed to be the big reveal. You're like, "Oh, that's in this universe. That's how they got their name." But but beforehand, if you remember, again, people, you've got to pay attention to Darius, because when he's ironing the money, he says like, "Yeah, we off to see the Migos."
Amigos, yeah, that's what he says. Right before my favorite, there might be a bullet in here.
There might be a bullet in here, right before that line. I love this episode. I love the humor of this episode. I loved everything about this episode.
It's insane how much of two complete stories they packed in, how much humor they packed in, and just little things that I wasn't even like paying attention to. They just got thrown in there, man. And
I think one of the big kind of takeaways for this, as we talk about every episode kind of having a social commentary, and I wrote this down. Where is this? Is this my episode 3 notes? It is. Okay, so is this the scene where Van is talking to Earn in bed, right? And
before they go on the date, or after they get back from the date?
Before they go on the date, right?
Okay, yeah.
And she tells Earn, she's like, "Why do you always make me out to be the angry black woman? You know, why do you put me in that stereotype?"
And he goes, "Well, because you are."
Yeah. and she kind of comes back at him with like, "Well, you're the stereotype too, right?" And he's like, "Well, I'm fine with being a stereotype." Like, he knows he's homeless. He's a, like kind of like what do they call it? A deadbeat dad. At this point, who can't provide. And I thought that was a major. I think a major like kind of, again, quote unquote social commentary, but like kind of major theme is like he's trying to escape that stereotype, and so is she. Like, she doesn't want to be that, and he doesn't want to be that.
The important point of it too is when she's like, "Hey, well, I just don't understand why you can't get it." And this jumps to after the date, and she's like, "I don't understand why you can't just like get a job as a like security guard at this office or da da da." And Earn just goes, "There's nothing wrong with just wanting to be happy." And a lot of us say like, "Oh, I'd rather be happy than, make money, but at the same time, we'll still take the job that just pays us well." Earn's not doing that. And I mean, I'm not brave enough to do that. Like, dude, I'm going to work my job. I don't hate my job, but I mean, I don't love my job. It's a good job. I enjoy it, but it's not like, I wouldn't say this is what my passion is. Earn's not scared enough to, do it. Oh my God. It just, on my screen, cut to the scene where Darius just kind of staring terrified at the camera. But Earn's, it takes a sort of bravery to not just say, fuck it, and get the first well-paying job you can find.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's wanting to, he's and he even talks to Van too through the door, and he's like, I want to do this, but I'm going to do this my way. And it's that callback to his dad. Dude,
not just that, but I'm telling you, when he says it, when he goes, "I'm going to get it done. I got to do it my way." I feel like that's straight from one of his songs. It sounds like one of his songs where like he's talking instead of singing, like talking over a beat or talking over a chorus. It sounds like I feel like it's the last song on Because the Internet. The one where he's singing to the girl.
Yeah, I don't remember I remember a lot of songs from that. I don't remember that one particularly.
I mean, it just, I don't know, something about the way he said it struck so true.
I believe it. That was a powerful moment for me. Like, it corners back to who Earn is and who he's trying to become. And he's still, it's so funny too, because like, it called back to the first episode where he's like, he's just going to do it his way. You know what I mean? And he's saying this, he's literally becoming that. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this my way. And it just, I think the funny part too for me is at the end when he goes through the paying all this money, he has to borrow money to even go on a date, and then he still calls in. Well, I know we talked about it earlier, but he's still.
But dude, it was so fun. He did it.
He's doing it he's surviving his way. I think that's a powerful theme of this episode.
Absolutely, and I think it just came through so well. I think it was. I mean, I know with all of these, he gets his point across so well, but this one was just even. I liked it even more. I don't know why.
Not mad at it at all. I love this episode. I think it was great. Again, I think at this point it's my favorite episode. And just everything really hit well. And yeah, we're moving right along. We're chucking right along through this Atlanta series, bro. And
type of series where you go in to watch one episode and 4 episodes later you're like, ah, shit, I was supposed to do today.
Exactly that, man. But I love this episode. I hope everybody else, I hope you loved it. I hope maybe we dropped some factoids or some questions you thought about, or just brought up some humorous moments that stuck out to you. Jeff, again, like we do always, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
They can find me at Don Cheadle's Driveway at LilDicky2.com.
On Skype.
Or they can, on Skype, sure, okay. Or when this whole quarantine and everything is over, hopefully you can find me hanging with my new best friend, Donald Glover, you know? Speaking of which, Donald, if you or Lakeith or Barry end up, if any of you guys, or I'm sorry, Brian, if any of you guys, just really want to hang out when you're here in Austin, I'm happy to hang out with you. I'll make that sacrifice.
Yeah, I'll take some time off work for you.
I'll even let you guys do a quick little soundbite for Unfiltered Bachelor, which isn't even my podcast, but I'll allow you to do it. So when you're done cutting this whole part, you can be found at.
Yeah, you can find the show Unfiltered Bachelor on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are. That's where the show is. You can find me, Money Blakeweather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be sure and watch we're going to do these two at a time from now on. So we'll be dropping 2 and 3 back to back. So for next week, go ahead and tune in to episodes 4 and 5. Get all caught up with that.
Good episodes coming up.
For sure, watch the whole season, like in the meantime. But before you tune into the next 2 episodes, we're breaking down 4 and 5 separately. So just be aware of that. So until the next time, first of all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope y'all are staying safe during this corona. And like I said, till the next time we see you. Peace.
Girl, what's your problem? 'Cause I know it's hard sometimes. Baby, just give me some time. Ooh, on and out, girl. We can solve them. If you just give me some time, I can open up your